what's always intrigued me about Kung Fu are the little things. I'm not the guy who remembers everything and every movement, but what I really like to do is to get inside things, to figure out what's going on. I like to know what's inside our techniques, not just the visible aspects, but maybe the ones we don't see. We had someone do a form today using a bow staff. Now, you might think, okay, it's about stabbing and about banging, but there's really more aspects involved than simply extension. You also have retraction. If I take the staff and I swing it with my forward hand there, I can only get so much power into it. But if I take it and use a retraction with my other hand, so instead of this hand just pushing, this one's pulling as well. So I can generate greater power because of the retraction and the contraction. Many of the things you've seen today are extensions of what we're doing. We saw blocks that happened at the end of our arm. We saw punching techniques with the arm going out. We saw kicking techniques that involve extensions of the legs. As white belts, the first thing you're taught are an extending block and an extending punch. I'm a little more interested in the other aspect of that. The things that happen with your spine and the things that happen on contractions. When you're pulling back, when things are coming in. So we put together just a few things here. I brought a couple of boards to demonstrate what we're talking about. A couple tests ago, we talked about a 3-inch punch. If you guys remember that, we demonstrated a break using a 3-inch punch. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to love these boards. So from here, all I'm going to do is contract my spine, my abdomen. It's a very slight movement of the hands. The hands become a consequence of everything else that's going on. From here, they're coming in. As it pulls inward, very small movement, but very large power comes through. Now, the same thing can be said about retractions. As you learn your punches, can you hold that just like that? As you learn your punches, we're thinking about what's happening when you're punching this hand out. Well, what's happening when the other one's going back? From here, as this hand is out, this one's what's generating the power. As I punch with this hand, this one has to retract. And that's where the power's coming from. So I'm just going to hit that board with my elbow as this comes back. It's not a giant pull-back thing. It's a very short movement. So from here, this one's going to go up, this one comes back. It's not a giant reaching thing, it's just a subtle movement. So as you guys are testing, think about what's going on in your core. See if you can work some of the internal movements into it, rather than just the large external ones. That's all I have.